Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Shipyard Challenge. So, if you have your own idea for what I should do next Monday, post it in the comments below and I will probably do it. If there are more than one suggestion, then I'll pick the one with the most likes by Friday, I think. So, what are we doing today? Well, after last Monday's episode, where we played as the Soviet Union and beat the Japanese Navy, I guess what happened is that the Soviets, having defeated the Japanese Navy, went on to invade and occupy the Japanese home islands. Now it's 1960 and it's the Cold War, so we're gonna have to go and liberate Japan. And we're going to fight the same ships as we built last Monday. Now, I'm playing as the US Navy 1960 up against the Soviet Navy 1940. So that's a bit of an advantage, 20 years. Well, the 20-year advantage from 1940 to 1960 is not really that impactful, because you have pretty much all the tech in 1940 except for some Mark V big guns. But it's still an advantage. So what's gonna balance this out? Well, I guess Congress decided that I only get to design one of these ship classes. The other three will be contracted out to a different designer or a different shipyard. Also, you might have noticed I dropped the light cruisers. This is take 2. The first one got way too choppy, to the point that it was more like a slideshow than a than a video game. So I'm doing it again, and I'm reducing the number of ships, because for some reason, while I can run Stalker 2 fairly decently fine, this game puts badly optimized up to a new level. So drop the light cruisers, and yeah, let's go design one of these 4 ship types. I could design the DDs and get 4 destroyers that I've designed myself. I could design the heavy cruisers and get 3 of them, or I can design a battleship or a battlecruiser and only get 1. And the rest will be AI designs, so we'll see what the AI cooks up. Now, for my last attempt, where the game just did not want to cooperate, I designed my own battlecruiser and let the AI design the battleship, heavy cruiser, and DDs. I think this time I'm just going to design the battleship. So we're going to delete the USS Samoa and design a battleship instead. Now, despite my 20-year tech advantage, this is not going to be easy, because those Soviet ships are quite tough. And really, most of my navy will be AI designed. I think 30 knots should be enough for this ship. I don't think I'm going to need a lot of range, because the speed of my battle line is going to depend on whatever the AI cooks up. And I don't want to bet too much on the AI giving their ships any decent speed. So let's see. I mean, all of these towers are heavy. Let's just go with the... Okay, I guess we're not going with the best one. Second best one, then. I could increase the beam, I guess. Come on, secondary tower. There you go. Oh, that is not enough engine efficiency unless I go for better boilers. That is enough, though. Balanced forced-induced boilers, they add quite a bit of weight. Speaking of weight, 41.9 thousand tons. Oil 1 does save some weight, and I still have plenty of range and more than 100% engine efficiency, so good enough. Now, are we gonna do ABXY? I think so. Because I need some pretty big guns, don't I? The, maybe 20 is gonna be too much. Yeah, 19. 19, I think. Because I know those Soviet capital ships, they are pretty tough. Let's just start out like so, and like this. And I think we're gonna need Citadel 5 for the minus 60% ammo detonation chance, or Citadel 4. Yeah, base resistance of this hull is not too great. With Citadel 4, it's 141. And that's at max displacement too. 130 with Citadel 5. So we're not going to be able to rely on resistance tanking in either case, I think. Let's go increased AP. Increased HE on the secondaries. So how do these guns perform now? HE has pretty decent pen. That can wreck some cruisers, I think, or go through superstructure armor. The AP does not seem like it's really good enough. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be enough to get deck penetrations. I can actually go down on the HE. Yeah, because I dropped the light cruisers from the lineup. The cap ballistic HE would be really good against those light cruisers, but the game didn't like me having them included. So I dropped them. We're gonna need increased ammo and at least heavy shells. Yeah, with heavy shells we get even better performance. That is nice. Range is still okay. Rate of fire is kind of low. But that just means it's gonna be harder to run out of ammo. Still not overweight. That is good. Might even find space for underwater acoustics. It's just that the 15% increased main tower and secondary tower weight, with towers this heavy, that's gonna add a lot of weight, so I might just have to rely on the AI putting decent acoustics on these four, which I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Turrets will need armor, as will the barbettes. Because I don't want them blowing up. And with 20-inch guns, well, flash fire chance is not too bad, actually. Decent flash fire chance. So we got 20,000 tons to spend on armor. Might even find room for some secondaries. but this will mainly be a big gun carrying vessel. I can put 18 on the main belt. That is good. 8 on the main deck is also good, and I will make use of the inner layers now. I know the Soviet battlecruiser has 18-inch guns, and they really pack a punch. I want the fore and aft belt to be good enough to protect against the 11-inch guns of the Soviet battlecruisers, heavy cruisers, excuse me. And 4 on the superstructure. Yeah, I have the weight for that. 18.8 on the conning tower. So, inner layers. That's equal to 26 inches. That is decent enough. Equal to 19. Let's make that 20. Okay, so we got some armor on the layers now. Should I make that equal to 30? Nah, we probably won't get that close to the enemy capital ships that they're gonna have that level of penetration. And these are 52 calibers in length. Bump that up to 55, and suddenly we got some range and accuracy out of them. Good. And still 10,000 tons of free displacement. Sonar adds 2,000 tons. How about sonar 1? 97.4. Okay, so 1.2 thousand. That's... I can spend that on sonar. Come on now, let me move that tower. Weight offset is okay. I used to be really really focused on getting the weight offset to absolute 0, but basically if it's less than 10%, you will not notice it. So it's just a question of how much time do you want to spend fiddle with the things. Put those there. And there. 8-inch secondaries. How about some armor for those? 12. Okay, 11.6 then. These are 39 calibers in length. Let's lengthen them as well. Actually giving them a fighting chance at taking out those DDs with their very long-range torpedoes. Giving myself some slightly better arcs of fire for those. Am I gonna bother with the tiny secondaries? Probably not. We got some displacement to spend. I can up the anti-torpedo protection. Not quite enough to get anti-torp 4. 5, I mean. We can do 4. We can do 4 just fine. How about better oil? Less engine vibrations? Is there also less smoke interference? Plus 5% smoke interference, or plus 15. Okay, yeah. So, it is better. And it's just a slightly bit heavier. So, we're gonna go oil 3. Maybe up the rate of fire? Auto 1. I'm now at 60.8 seconds. Can even afford auto 2. 53.9. That is an improvement. Yes, I think that is the battleship we're going to be rolling with here. Can I up the main belt armor? Yeah, main belt is not that heavy. Main belt is not that heavy. Main deck is very heavy. Yeah, we're just under the limit now. I'm kind of tempted to increase the thickness of the third inner belt. 26, that's the same as the turret side armor. So, yeah, good enough. Let's launch and hope that the game wants to actually not be a slideshow. Alright, the game has assigned the rest of my fleet. And I'm not too thrilled about these heavy cruisers, but let's see. Ranger, 29.7 knots, so 30 knots for Pennsylvania. That was right on the money. Ranger, what kind of guns do you have? 16.4 inch guns. Okay, some weird secondary layout going on here. But yeah, for an AI design, this is not bad at all. It's gonna explode probably with chloride 3 and picric acid 3. What else do you have? Barbette 5, that's good. Citadel 5, heavy shells. Yeah, it might well explode. But it does have decent armor. I will give it that. DDs. Okay. 37 knots. Not bad. 15.7 kilometer, 20-inch torpedoes. Okay. Not horrible. We're gonna try to utilize these DDs. I'll drop these down to cruising speed already. What kind of engine does Ranger have? Gear turbines. Heavy cruisers, 10.2 inch guns. In a weird layout. But again, not too terrible on the armor front. And they are just fast enough to keep pace with the capital ships, assuming that the capital ships are sailing at cruising speed. Alright. Let's select some targets for those big guns of ours. So, battleship Navarin has a lot of armor. This is the one I didn't put any, because it only got Citadel 4, so you don't really get that much out of the second inner belts. This one had Citadel 5, so yeah, really pulled out all the stops on the third inner layers here. 38, well, equal to 38 inches of inner belt, and 26 inches of inner deck. I think we're going to have the big guns focus the battleship first, and I will hope that my DDs can get close and do something about that battlecruiser. Because the battlecruiser is a very long ship. The, what they call the Vladimir. So it should have a difficult time dodging those torpedoes. And the game is not a slideshow, so so far so good. My ships are hiding in smoke. And the DDs are coming closer. Let's wait for that battleship to be visible again. Here we go, Navarin. I don't want my own DDs getting torpedoed to death. Pennsylvania actually ricocheting some shells. No. Oh, they're still doing it. I thought that was fixed. Main guns here. Secondary guns can take on the DD. That annoying thing where the secondary guns keep targeting the target I gave them, but the main guns switch. We're getting some hits here. Okay. I don't want my DDs getting screened by the enemy cruisers. I was hoping the enemy cruisers would just rush my main line so I could sneak my DDs past and get torpedoes on their I'm visible now anyway, so let's just put those guns to use. Lieutenant Pushkin. If I only had like 26-kilometer oxygen torpedoes. Actually getting hits on those enemy capital ships would be much easier. Floyd B. Parks. You might as well drop some torpedoes in the water before you're taken out. And you're gonna let your friends escape. Bad time to get your rudder taken out, Floyd. There you go. Torps streaking out towards the enemy cruisers. Oh, Pushkin put its torpedoes into the side of Floyd. Semis has engine damage. That is not good. But I think we're gonna get this guy though. No? Only 3 torpedoes hit? We're gonna get the Lieutenant Pushkin. But then we are 1 for 1 with the DDs. Yeah, I gave those Soviet DDs, I gave them a lot of speed. So they're kind of hard to hit. But I've successfully drawn the enemy cruisers away from the capital ships, so we can pretend that was the plan all along. Pennsylvania is taking some big hits. That's a Ranger actually put its main guns on Vladimir. What kind of secondary range do you have, Ranger? Not amazing. Pennsylvania needs to start angling away. Pushkin is still afloat. Darn it. Actually, Ranger, belay that. You're targeting Europa. Pushkin launched. And of course, Lindsay takes a flooding hit. And the ships I wanted my DDs to actually target are just getting further away. But we have successfully done some pretty big damage to Navarin. Partial panel main gun on Ranger. That could be scary. That thing is a powder keg. Watch out for torpedo launches from these DDs. They are in torpedo range. Navarin is starting to take big flooding damage. And with the structure that low, flooding should be pretty serious. Are we just gonna go in and try and torpedo the Europa? Might as well. Ranger can start targeting these. Should only be a couple more hits to take out Navarin, and then Pennsylvania can switch to Vladimir, which is maybe the most dangerous of the two ships. I was planning to have her torpedoed with my DDs, but that didn't happen. At least my DDs can now speed up a bit, weather having improved. Should be in torpedo range. Yes, you are in torpedo range. Lindsay is coming in. Lindsay has lost one of her torpedo launchers, so... But at least we soon have our smoke back. Lindsay's not gonna live. But we're getting torpedo hits on Europa. Ammo detonation on Europa. Lindsay's not gonna make it. These cruisers. Actually, Frederick, you're done. You're out of here. I want my cruisers to go. Oh, there we go. Actually, scoring big hits. One of the DDs. That I'm now sending my cruisers out to hunt. And I'm just hoping that the battleship will sink soon, so Pennsylvania can switch to targeting the Vladimir. There we go, flash fire on Navarin. So we're switching to Vladimir right now. I don't think Navarin is going to make it. Now, of course, question is, will I be able to sink the cruisers too? Maybe. Harding has torpedoes in the water. If we can just keep the enemy sailing in the same direction, same course and speed, some of those torpedoes should hit. Navarin is no longer a threat. Ranger, you can start targeting the enemy cruisers with your remaining ammo, but you don't have a lot of remaining ammo, do you? Harding sinks. Will those torpedoes be on target though? No, not really. Memphis is flooding. Yeah, we're doing some decent damage against Vladimir. Secondary guns on Pennsylvania doing some work. Ranger, you are detaching. We can just not eat those torpedoes. I'm sending you to fight the enemy heavy cruisers. my own heavy cruisers are wasting their precious ammo on the enemy capital ships, which they can't really hurt. Memphis probably not gonna make it now. Frederick might actually make it. She's pretty combat capable. But I don't think her guns are big enough to do much against these heavy cruisers. The Rangers' guns are, but they're also very low on ammo. Yeah, standard ammunition. Also, aft turret got taken out at some point. Taking some ammo with it. Vladimir has taken huge damage from the 20-inch guns on Pennsylvania. Might actually sink before Navarin. A couple more hits like that. Taking damage in return though from Vladimir. Should soon be flooding enough that firing is going to be a problem for it. On 19-inch guns, not 20-inch. Ooh, ouch. Let's see. Frederick, you're still... Did the thing again where it started following something. No. Don't follow anyone. Ranger, which I kind of forgot about, has gotten itself a little bit too close. And it's out of main gun ammo. It's down to the secondaries. Can maybe use it to draw the enemy cruisers towards Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, Seattle, you started following something. That's okay, because this actually puts you on course to intercept the enemy DDs. Yeah, enemy capital ships almost down 1%, 3%. .4%. There goes Vladimir. Navarin is out of ammo. No need to angle. Uh-oh. Seattle takes 2 torpedoes. Navarin goes down. These 2 DDs are now out of torpedoes. Pennsylvania has 111 rounds of high explosives left. It's unfortunate with those torpedoes. Really limiting the maneuverability of Seattle. I guess I should be lucky that when the X turret got taken out, it didn't take the whole ship with it. With the cordite and the picric acid. Eight-inch guns not in range? I guess not. .40 kilometers. No, yeah, 44 with HE. So Victor is in range. And that should be enough deck penetration. Yeah, 7-inch main deck? Maybe. Yeah, I might lose to Ranger, but it's not really combat capable anyway, without the main guns. Same is true for Seattle. .9 kilometer with HE, but if I force AP, well, they have the range. .77 rounds left. With HE for the main guns. That could be enough if I just get lucky and get some good hits. The enemy DDs are all out of torps, so not really a threat. .24 kilometers away. Come on, Pennsylvania, you can do it. Yeah, 11-inch guns on those enemy heavy cruisers. Not really caring too much about the armor on Seattle. 53 rounds left. Europa and Makarov have taken some damage before though, so might not take that much to take them out. 45 rounds left. I really wish I'd been a little bit more careful with the DDs in the beginning. Yeah, the HE is doing decent work. held them back until I knew where the cruiser screen was going. And then just not gone there. It would have let me take out the enemy capital ships much quicker if I'd gotten a couple of torpedo hits on them. And then my own capital ships would have enough ammo to deal with the enemy cruisers. And my own cruisers would maybe not have gotten nuked by 18-inch shells from Vladimir. Thirteen rounds left. Okay, target Europa now. See if we can get this done. I really seem to want to sink the Seattle. Okay, Ranger, can you deal with the DDs if they just get close enough? 3 rounds. Turned into 4 somehow. A couple good hits. But not enough. That was with increased ammo too. Just wasn't increased enough. I guess maybe 20-inch guns would have been better. Because I would have had the same number of shells, but the shells would have been bigger and done more. So it's down to secondary guns now. Yeah, Frederick, you can come here and do something with those secondary guns. Ranger, do you have any secondary firepower in range on the DDs? Even my secondary guns are running out. They've done quite a bit though. They've done something. Is Ranger gonna get gunned down by destroyer guns? That would be kind of sad. Seattle is having angle issues. That's the deal. It's got plenty of ammo, and the secondaries do have range even, but it's too healed over because she ate those torpedoes. Are we actually gonna get them with secondaries? What kind of all-round armor did I give these? Alright, it's pretty good. Get a little bit closer and then switch to AP, which should have enough pen. Frederick is getting here. She can fight. So yes, I could of course have added more lighter caliber secondary guns on Pennsylvania, but you can't really put put a lot of armor on those. So you end up with a lot of things that can get hit, and you can take a lot of damage. It's kind of double-edged sword. DD finally taking some big hits. Instantly repairing. Kilometers. Okay, pen. 6.1. Just ricocheting. Okay, you're out of HG now for the secondaries. And almost out of AP as well. Out of HE, almost out of AP. We're gonna have to try and ram these guys. Might have to try that. Because Pennsylvania is all out of everything. Ranger will sink. Structural damage. Maybe Pennsylvania too now. All those cruisers are focusing on her. All their secondary guns. I mean, the wise and realistic thing would be to just withdraw after sinking 2 capital ships and call that a win. But I want to keep going to the actual end, so I get like the actual ending screen. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to ram anything with Pennsylvania. Truth be told, I don't think it's happening. The enemy cruisers are still too mobile, and Pennsylvania is really not. But Frederick has joined the chat and has effective secondary firepower. See if I can maybe ram the Victor, which has a damaged rudder and quite a bit of flooding. I just don't think... No, Pennsylvania is not... Surrendered, actually. Alright. I was looking at the structure and thinking, oh, it's gonna sink to that, but no, it was surrendered. 80% crew loss. So here goes Frederick 2. Yeah, might as well. Just get the ending screen. Turns out that the 20-year tech advantage was not enough to make up for one player designed ship and 3 AI designed ship classes versus 4 player designed ships or ship classes. So yeah, these cruisers are kind of tough. Who did the most in the let's see, damage dealt? Pennsylvania did the most in terms of damage, 164,000. Vladimir, 104,000. Lieutenant Pushkin, 48,000 with no, 110,000 with 11 torpedo hits. But I think that was mostly against oh yeah, that was against one of my DDs. So what did the Ranger did okay. Navadin didn't do much at all. Maybe I really should have just focused the big guns on Pennsylvania, on the Vladimir, right from the beginning, so it wouldn't have done that much damage. Oh well, but that's it for this time. The well, I guess you could say the Soviet fleet I designed last Monday is still undefeated, so I could kind of count it as a win in that regard. I will see you next Monday for more Shipyard Challenge. Goodbye, and take care.